Welcome back to the Kinetic Carver Show. I'm your host, Evan, and I'm here with Steve, and we are going to talk about a lot of things today. We're going to go through the Iowa versus U Albany game first, then we're going to jump into the Cyhawk game and what that's going to look like, and then at the end we have some mailbag questions to go through that you guys put down in the comments. So, first up, let's start off with the Iowa versus U Albany game. Um, what I guess. what are your thoughts on that?
One word would be disappointing. Um, I guess I guess it kind of went according to what I thought it would be. They would play very conservative. I guess the thing that really maybe a little disturbing to me was a couple of his passes that he made where they were just not even close. The one in particular was the one in the end zone where he threw it right into the ground like 5 yards in front of the receiver, and that was an easy touchdown. So that one kind of concerned me a little bit, but um, just to see that, I mean, I would like to have seen more than 48 yards of passing, but I didn't really expect him to have to throw the ball a lot, to be honest with you. I just figured that they would run the ball if they could and score, and that they did. And I don't know what their strategy was to doing that. I don't know if it was just because they didn't want to show the playbook, or if they just maybe they didn't feel like they needed to prepare a lot for Albany. I don't know. I mean, I guess they just maybe were. I'm sure they put a lot more study into like Iowa State, some of the tougher Big Ten schools that'll be coming up. So, but yeah, I was really a little disappointed with some of those throws that he made. But I mean, I know he said he was hyped up, and I can see that. I mean, hasn't played for a while competitively, had shoulder surgery. All those things probably make a difference. So, yeah. What do you think?
I was kind of surprised. I thought he wasn't gonna play great in the first place, but I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. Especially because it's an FCS school that he's pretty familiar with. He played U Albany in the FCS playoffs a couple years ago, so it's not like some giant powerhouse of a team that he had no clue what they were gonna be like, and I don't know. I guess maybe he just hadn't been on that big of a field before, and he was just too excited. But I mean, he was saying that the long game was kind of getting cut off in that game, which if you look at his highlights, he does like to throw it more long than short passes. But I mean, he was throwing the short passes really short, so I don't know if that's was just the nerves getting to him or the overexcitement, but I don't know. I think I was, still impressed with the defense and the rushing, but the loss of Kamari Moulton is going to be a little bit to deal with, but I think Williams and
I thought I'd see a lot more of Patterson, so I don't really know what was up with that either. Because but is that who you were thinking of? But he didn't play that much. Yeah, I'm not really sure what was up with that. Because he didn't seem to come in until like later on, and they were at the end, and they had already won the game. So I don't know if there's something going on there or what. But yeah, I thought he'd play a lot more.
yeah, Patterson, he played quite a bit last year, but it seems like this new guy Williams, he's a redshirt freshman, and I mean he seemed to play fine. I mean he was getting open and getting through the slots there. Weegan, he would be one of the few highs of the game. He had a couple good punt returns, kickoff returns, and he caught one of Gronowski's few completions on on Saturday on fourth down, which is something that Iowa has not been very good at, and we usually don't even go for it on fourth down. So, I mean, it was an FCS team, but still, it's good to see some risks being taken rather than the Kirk way to just settle for a field goal.
I still am a little concerned, I guess, because like you were saying, if Gronowski if he's nervous now, I don't know what's going to happen when we start playing Iowa State, because that's going to be high pressure, because I know the team doesn't want to lose, And as fans, if we think we don't want to lose to Iowa State, then I would think the team would even you could multiply that because that's a big deal. So um, I hope he can get figured out, and I do know he's better at the long ball than he is the short passes and things like that. So maybe he was just afraid he'd overthrow him, or if he put too much on it, or I don't know. I really don't know, but hopefully he figures it out. That's all I can really say.
Yeah, a bunch of people were saying that he needs to also drink some pickle juice before next game, so he doesn't end up cramping like he was on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know really what that was all about because I don't it wasn't that hot, was it? And it wasn't like yeah, I'm not really sure what was going on there. So
Maybe it's just, I mean, he hasn't played in so long in that intensity of a game, so I don't know.
yeah, well we'll hope because it's I was really confident when we first talked and how I thought they'd beat Iowa State, but I'm not so confident anymore. Honestly, I unless they completely do a turnaround and can get back to what we thought we were going to see because they did not show that on Saturday, and they're going to need to be able to pass the ball a little bit better than they did. And maybe they will. Like I said, maybe we don't know what their game plan is. Maybe they just were going out and just being conservative and just winning that game and ready to move on. But so I guess we can always hope, right? I mean, we're not gonna. I don't want to make excuses for them and make it sound like they meant to. I guess that's the easiest way of saying it. But they need to figure something out. That's for sure.
It looks like the over under for total points is 41 and a half. The total went over in 10 of Iowa's last 14 games, and it went over in 4 of Iowa State's last 6 games. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like usually these games are lower scoring when it's a rivalry like this. I mean, we saw what was it? It was like 7-3 one year.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, usually these are not high scoring games. It's usually a lot of really good defense, and I don't anticipate it being a high scoring game, at least not from Iowa, anyways. I mean, maybe if Iowa State pulls something out of the bag, it might be, but I don't see this being a high scoring game at all.
I hope it's a little bit higher than it has been in the past because those are not fun games to watch, to be honest. But for anybody, um, but yeah, I mean, I would hope it's around that range where the total points are 40 in their 40s or something like that. If they both could score around 20 points or whatever that is, I would like to obviously hope Iowa can pull out the win, but somewhere in those ranges of 20 to 25, or I'm nervous. Honestly, I'm nervous. Yeah,
All right, do you want to go score predictions? Have our official score predictions for the game?
I'm gonna go. I'm hoping Iowa will win. So I'm gonna say 28 to 23.
I was going to be pretty similar to that. I'm going to say Iowa winning 27-24.
Okay.
So, I think it'll be somewhere around that range unless Iowa State completely blows them out of the water.
Yeah, I'm just at this point. I'm just obviously it's one game. Iowa's knocking the rust off. Iowa State didn't look that great in their first game either, especially the first half. But obviously, there's a lot of weather involved in that, so I'm not taking anything from them on that. And Kansas State didn't look great either. But um, it's just so I'm hoping that they just are knocking the rust off and getting the timing down and that kind of stuff because game speed's different than practice. But yeah, I just hope it doesn't turn into a one-legged man in a butt kicking contest, I guess.
I think one thing to consider too is this is the earliest the Cyhawk game has ever been, so the weather should be nicer than it has been in previous years. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's really no excuse for either team at this point. We're gonna see. I don't think Mark Gronowski has ever lost a home game, um, which he proved at Kinnick, I guess. I don't know if he really proved anything, but I mean, he won the game. But we'll see how he does on the road. I don't know. I'm just yeah. I'm concerned about how much pressure there's gonna be if he couldn't handle pressure in Kinnick in his home arena.
If he's good at the long ball, or obviously just get the game going with some runs. If he's good at the long ball, just let him throw some and get the, I don't know, the jitters out, or get that anxiety out of his system and get some confidence so that maybe he can just let it flow. But yeah.
We did get some fan questions last week, so we're gonna do our best to answer those right now. First question, I'll put it on the screen in the editing. T Hink 71701 says, "What's your favorite Hawkeye football play?" His is the 2015 throw to Smith, and the other is Claiborne blocking the punt at Penn State in 2009.
Mine is January 1st, 2005 in the Capital One Bowl when they played LSU, and Drew Tate threw the Hail Mary and 9 seconds left, and there was no time left on the clock, and they caught it. They were down 24-25, and then he ran it in for a touchdown, and with no time left on the clock.
They got to call timeout. They wind the clock. 9 seconds to play, and Drew Tate doesn't know that. The game's going to end on this play. He fires downfield. It's caught, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa! Touchdown, Iowa! No time on the clock. I don't believe what I just saw. Touchdown, Iowa! Oh my God! I can't believe what I just saw.
My favorite and least favorite combo would be the Iowa kick return from Cooper DeJean that was called off as a fair catch. That was probably the biggest play in my lifetime, anyways, that I've seen.
Steps up to the 5. High end over end punt. DeJean not going to touch it until now. Little spin down the sideline. Got some space. Here he comes. Cooper DeJean cuts it back. 25. He's got a chance. He scores.
Yeah, I'd have to say it was a great play, and it was so wrong for that to be taken away. That was a bad decision, and especially when they went to look, they were looking to see if he stepped out of bounds, and then they took it away. That he said he called it, and you clearly could see, Hawkeye fan or not, that's not a great call at all. And I think multiple people from different teams even said that was robbery.
Yeah, another question from T Hink 71701. How many yards realistically do you want for our main receiver? Well, I guess I'll go first on this one. After last game, we'd be lucky for 500 passing yards this entire season based off of Gronowski's stats. But I don't know. With Reese Vanderzee out now for around a month, I don't see him really getting that many yards. I was hoping to see a Strenga, or if they do put Weegan in more, to maybe get him like a couple hundred yards. That'd be nice. Or, a Strenga, he could probably get a couple hundred. But I mean, I don't see unless things change in the near future. I don't see us getting a ton of passing yards.
Yeah, I guess that's where my disappointment came in with this last game. I would hope that you could get one pass that would get you 48 yards. I mean, not for the whole game, for 48 yards. So, I guess for me, I don't know. I like to see the ball passed around to different players. That way, it's just more confusing. Because if you just throw it to the same guy all the time, then they know what to do. So, I'd like to see a tight end get it. I'd like to see multiple receivers get it. So, I mean, if we could get around 200 yards a game, passing that around, I guess that's what I would like to see. And I'm sure we're still going to be a run first team. That will never change. I mean, I guess I don't think it will. I mean, I guess it could, but but if you have a good run game, then that opens up a lot of passing. If we got 150 to 200 yards per game, I would be really happy with that, I think.
Okay, and our last question is from Bandit. It says, "Who is your favorite Hawkeye of all time?" I'm gonna give one for basketball and football. Basketball, I think I have to go with Luka Garza. He won Player of the Year in all of college basketball. Um, and he's had a decent career in the NBA so far. I would say him and probably Keegan Murray are tied for me. I've watched definitely more of Keegan in the pros because he plays more, but in college, Garza was really fun to watch. And then for football, I would probably have to go either with recency bias, Cooper DeJean, or Laporta, Sam Laporta. He's been one of my favorite tight ends to watch too.
I'm old school, so I guess I can go way back, but probably I have probably 3 or 4 that I could just off the top, and that's Dallas Clark, and Tim Dwight. I like Bob Sanders. But yeah, Dallas Clark probably comes to my mind first, just because he did. Chad Greenway was by far one of my favorite twos. My favorite position is linebacker. So, like Chad Greenway too, and both Dallas Clark and Chad Greenway are both like Dallas was a walk on. Didn't get any offers from any D1 schools. He went on to started at Iowa, switched his position from linebacker to tight end, became one of the most prolific tight ends that Iowa ever had. Went on to the NFL, got a Super Bowl, Pro Bowls, and if that doesn't give you an incentive to never give up on yourself, I don't know what it is. And then Chad Greenway, he's from a small town in South Dakota, 400 people, and again went on to be a Pro Bowler in the NFL, and then he played 11 years at the Minnesota Vikings. So, yeah, I mean, never got a Super Bowl, but great players. And then obviously, and probably my most recent ones that I probably could list off are Jack Campbell and Cooper DeJean is just a phenomenal athlete. And then my basketball probably would be Chris Street for sure.
Yeah, Chris Street is a legend. I think DeJean, I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer, basing on the trajectory of his short NFL career so far, but I think he's a really special player.
I think Dallas Clark is even nominated for the Hall of Fame 2026. I think I read that somewhere. So, well, I don't whether he gets the ballot to get in or not is another thing, but his statistics are there to put him in the Hall of Fame. So George Raveling, yeah. See, he was probably one of the best recruiters Iowa ever had, but he wasn't a great coach. But he could recruit players. Like one of my other favorite basketball players was Roy Marble. I don't know if he was under him or not. I don't know, but yeah, he had some great. He recruited some great players for Iowa for sure.
He recruited B.J. Armstrong, Kevin Gamble, Ed Horton, Roy Marble, and Greg Stokes.
Yeah.
He was there from 1983 to 1986. He also made the NCAA tournament in 85 and 86. But yeah, rest in peace to him. He was inducted into the Naismith Hall of Fame in 2013. He coached at Washington State, Iowa, and USC too. He was also a longtime executive at Nike after he was credited as the man who convinced Michael Jordan to sign with Nike. That's what it says on Yahoo here.
I don't know that for sure, but I don't know that, but I wouldn't be surprised because he could talk. He could recruit and he could talk you into about anything. So, and like I said, with the players that if you could look up those players and who they were, for him to only make the NCAA tournament twice is like really kind of crazy with those players. So, yeah, something he just couldn't put it all together. The great players and coaching all at the same time, but yeah, rest in peace to him.
Hey, I think we are going to end the episode here. If you did enjoy this, make sure to like and subscribe down below. We'll be looking forward to the Cyhawk game this weekend, and we'll have maybe an analysis of that game if it doesn't go completely horrible after that. So
I don't know if I'll be able. If they lose, I don't know if I'll be here. Thanks for watching.